Fortnite's Chapter 1, Season 3 marks the beginning of one of the most crazed gaming periods our culture's ever seen. It's no secret that since the inception of franchises like Halo, Call of Duty, Battlefield, the market has simply rotated between them on a bi-yearly basis, as they really did little to push the envelope forward, but were still producing fun games that people were enjoying. But as we got into the later 2010s, it felt like this feeling of boredom was overtaking the gaming industry. The thrill we once got from booting up our PCs and consoles was slowly fading. The reality was that World War II settings were getting repetitive, and the future style of games like Titanfall and Black Ops were already wearing thin. Wall running and sliding are awesome additions to a game, but they're not nearly enough to push an entire genre forward. I mean, look at the most played games list from 2017. When you look at it, nothing really stands out. And with microtransactions taking over sports games, it felt like the entire industry was just waiting for the next big thing to come along. Then on March 23rd, 2017, we got PUBG, and this became the first commercially successful BR. And successful is an understatement. Less than 9 months later in December, PUBG hit a concurrent player count of 3.25 million players. That's genuinely one of the most impressive things we've seen in gaming, considering at the time the game wasn't free. PUBG actually cost $30. Drink your water. Which is crazy to think that PUBG made almost $100 million just off those players that were playing at that very moment. And that's not even counting the millions of players who weren't even online at the time. However, nobody was prepared for the complete tsunami that was around the corner. Not long after Epic had given PUBG permission to use their Unreal Engine, they realized that Save the World just wasn't it. Building structures while fighting zombies, that wasn't pushing the envelope. But building structures while fighting against other players, so Epic Games prioritized making Fortnite a battle royale, and that's a decision that would go on to not just change the entire gaming industry, but society as we know it. Think about it. People don't quite realize just how big this game got to be. Yeah, games like World of Warcraft may have had higher player counts, but it's hard to make people care about a game that required so much of your time just to have fun in it. Hit that subscription button and turn on notifications. And let's be honest, being featured on South Park is not quite the same as being featured on Avengers Endgame. Editor's note here, can we talk about just how insane it is that Fortnite got 5 minutes of screen time in Avengers Endgame, one of the most popular movies of all time, a movie that no doubt editors, directors were probably pulling their hair out trying to figure out how to cram as much of the story into that timeline as possible. And you know, at some point one of the executives came in and was like, hey, we need this Fortnite joke in here. We need you to put 5 minutes of Fortnite in your movie. Thankfully, they had amazing writers and directors, and it actually came out to be hilarious. It's one of the best scenes in the movie. And to be honest, most people really didn't want to admit they played World of Warcraft, even if they did. It was that game you were embarrassed to say you played, kind of like Fortnite is today, which I have a video that completely covers that topic. If you want to watch that, the link will be at the end of the video. But by the time Chapter 1 Season 3 rolled around, Fortnite was captivating everyone from, well, everyone. By 2018, Fortnite had actually peaked at 8.3 million concurrent players. Not to mention they had 200 million registered users. This is one of those situations where you say, dude, you just gotta try it and you'll love it. So when the entire world got to try it because it was free on near every platform, the entire world figured out, wow, I love this game. And the timing couldn't have been more perfect. With the gaming industry desperate for something new, we were introduced to a mechanic we've never seen before, building, coupled with a brand new battle royale genre and the unique color and art style that Fortnite originated with, and the fact that gaming itself was entering a whole new era as streaming and YouTube content was starting to leak into the mainstream media. It really was the perfect storm in creating one of, if not the most influential game of all time. For the first time in history, we got seamless crossplay on a AAA made game that was free to play, which ended up forcing the entire industry how to rethink how they price their games and present their product. It forced companies like Nintendo to open up their doors and collaborate to allow it on Switch, a move that probably sold them so many more units than they realized. More than anything, Fortnite brought women into gaming. And before you get mad at me and say, Topher, women have always played video games, I know that. But I want you to go to your favorite streamer and check out who's watching their stream. Go check out those first 30, 40 slots and you'll notice they're all women. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's just the nature of the game. I don't think it would be wrong to say that women are quite literally holding up the Fortnite streaming market. And this was no more evident than back in 2018 when everyone was posting Fortnite Victory Royales to their stories. It's probably one of the only times in history you're going to see non-gaming women post games to their profiles. Any day, any night, you could go through Instagram, Twitter, and you would see people posting their Victory Royales, something I've just never seen with any other game. And I grew up during the days of Halo 2, the release of Grand Theft Auto 5, Skyrim, whatever you want to want to throw at me, I've seen it, and Fortnite was bigger than it. Games like Halo 2 were peaking at 100,000 players concurrently, which is more or less impressive, but that's what Fortnite gets on an individual playlist. Fortnite is actually so insane, user-created maps can actually get up to 100,000 players themselves. It's crazy to think that a creative map pulls in more players in a day than a game like Warzone or Apex, or even Overwatch. And Chapter 1, Season 3 really is the beginning of all of this. It's when the Battle Pass opened up, it's when we saw the map really take form. And for what it's worth, there was actually a bit of a storyline going on. It really felt like Epic had completely figured out the formula. And from there, the rest was history. And if you enjoyed that video, hit that subscription button and turn on notifications. I like to drop videos on just any game that I enjoy, from Halo to Red Dead Redemption, old Madden games, 2K, Fable, Metal Gear Solid, whatever, man. I'm just trying to make videos on stuff that I love, and I hope that you enjoy it and relate to it. All right, that's enough yapping for today. And I want to give a massive shout out to our channel's very first tiered members, and Ali and Joe. The support honestly means the world, and I cannot wait to see what this channel turns into. And if you enjoyed this video, think about watching either of these videos that's on the screen out there and do something great.